ドジャースの大谷翔平は日本時間の3日、本拠地で行われたブレーブス戦で自身2度目となるサヨナラ本塁打を放ちました。5対5で迎えた9回、外角のボールをセンター後方へ運び、チームはこれで8連勝となりました。この劇的な活躍を受け、翌日も多くの米メディアが大谷翔平を大きく取り上げています。通算213勝を挙げ、野球殿堂入りを果たしているジョン・スモルツ氏も、この活躍には驚きを隠せませんでした。また、アメリカの人気番組、リッチ・ガイゼンショーでも、この話題が取り上げられ、大谷翔平がアメリカのスポーツ界で、いかに注目されているかが伺えます。この模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介いたします。
So, I'll ask you then, because if they take that into consideration and play it slow with their roster and just health top of concern, the Dodgers, as we speak, 8-0. Shohei Ohtani just hit a walk-off home run the night of his MVP bobblehead giveaway. The stories are already writing themselves for the Dodgers. John, will the Dodgers break the 116 wins record set by the Mariners in 0-1?
I mean, conventional wisdom would give you the advantage to say yes, but somehow, some way, I just think, knowing what I know about the Dodgers and knowing that unless they're pushed to the end, which that would take a historic run if they're going to be on that, like what the Padres are doing, then the answer is no, because I don't think that becomes the priority. What I think is the most concerning to me, if there is one area of concern, and it's not even that big of one, apart from health, the timing of when pitchers pitch to me is the most confusing. Like, I would be miserable if I was pitching once every 7, once every 8, if my start wasn't, but I know we're in different times. So if those guys are used to it and it benefits them, especially Glass now, who hasn't thrown more than 130 innings in any one year, then it works as a benefit. But the timing issue of pitching is so important that will be a challenge to juggle all those pitchers and know when to give them time off, when to push their starts back. That's going to be the matrix for me. Come September, they're going to be in a position to do whatever they want to do. But I think understanding how you get guys ready to make that run after, let's say, a bye, which probably they're going to get, the 5 days off, that's going to be interesting to see how they navigate it.
You knew Ohtani was hitting a home run last night, right? Like, Joe Davis basically called it. It was bobblehead night. Dudes were camped out for 5 hours before the game to get this thing, and he walks it off. It was incredible.
Two things. Number one, I turned it off.
Oh!
Okay, I missed it. I totally missed it.
Wow.
Look, I'd been out of town for a while. It was one of those time to clean out the DVR. So I was watching last week tonight. I was watching Sunday's John Oliver off the DVR at that time. And then I saw on the Twitter, or the X, whatever the heck we call it now, that Ohtani-san had walked it off. As for you had to line up to get the bobblehead, people, this was not a first 5,000 in the building at the Ravine get the bobblehead. Last night was everybody got a bobblehead night. You did not have to line up early. Now, you probably had to get there early to beat traffic, because we all know, especially with the MLB at the ballpark app, like the parking can be a mess. We all know, getting in and out of the Ravine. But you didn't have to get there early because everybody got the bobblehead. And yes, you knew that Shohei Ohtani rises to the occasion and he meets the moment and he was going to hit one out. And he did. It barely cleared the wall, but guess what? It counts.
Barely.
It got out to left center.
Felt like Harris was going to rob it for a second.
And to quote the great Jack Buck, we'll see you tomorrow night. Although it wasn't Kirby Puckett off Charlie Lee Brandt, and it wasn't the World Series, it was only the Dodgers getting to an 8-0 opening. Now, some of those games were in March. Some of those games were in Tokyo, but they count. Okay? And the Dodgers are 8-0. Big deal. Of course, the Dodgers are 8-0. They spent a lot of money. They're the best team in baseball. They won the championship a year ago.
Is he the best bang for your buck in sports?
Shohei?
Yeah. Like, pay a ticket, whatever you pay for your ticket, whatever you pay to watch them on TV, whatever the Dodgers are literally paying him. Is he the best value in sports?
So, in the sports currently being contested right now, here, That's a good one. What is the list? Because we talked yesterday about NBA players that I don't know that I would show up for. They have 9-figure contracts, but no one's ever bought a ticket for them. If this player is coming to town, I am going. We had 2 of them here last night. We had Shohei, who's here all the time. We also had Messi in town last night wearing those awful pink jerseys. I legitimately was angry. I didn't realize he was in town. That's one of the ones I missed because I would have gone to see Messi. I've never seen Messi in person.
Me neither.
I should have done that last night. I think they're in town for 2 nights, but I highly doubt. I think that was it. I think we missed it. Anyway, Messi's on the list. Shohei's on the list. Steph Curry's on the list. I still think LeBron, even though he's been around for 40 years, I still think LeBron is on the list. Is Ovechkin on the list right now that he's knocking on Gretzky's door?
He's going to get it.
Yeah, he's going to get it. So he'd have to be on the list because if he comes to town right now, it means he could be making history that night on the ice. But regardless, Ovechkin is the one who, unless you're a hockey fan, you don't realize the greatness that, I don't want to say you're witnessing, you're missing. You're missing the greatness. And that is not a knock on hockey. But he does not, outside of the hockey world, have that superstar marquee value to the average sports fan. Messi does.
Patrick Mahomes, obviously.
Mahomes on the list, clearly. And to your point, who are those guys that always deliver?
Yep. That
list almost always delivers. And Shohei might be on top of the list. Maybe Mahomes is second. No. I would go Shohei, Curry, Mahomes.
I mean, look, this past Super Bowl was the first time Mahomes really never delivered in a big game on a big stage.
He also got the snot beaten out of him, and his O-line was a sieve. Yep. Yeah, it's not all his fault.
Brady was on the list. Brady always delivered.
Always, seemingly. But he was human. Yep. I mean, they lost regular season games.
Yeah, they lost Super Bowls. It happens.
Right. Yeah. I would have to think that you knew Shohei, rather.
Was going to do something special.
Yeah, because that's what he does. Yeah. It's just what he does. Greatest baseball player I've ever seen. Period. And
I know we talk about Barry Bonds here.
Griffey.
Even Roger Clemens.
Okay, go back to Bonds' steroid seasons. You could not throw a pitch past him.
It was still incredible to watch.
He might take 17 straight pitches waiting for you to throw one. Yeah. But when you threw one, he would hit it 430 feet into the water.
There's that at-bat that's super viral, him and Eric Gagne, when Gagne was at the peak of his powers.
It's like 26 pitches.
Also on steroids. Yeah. But it's amazing. It's the best, most dominant closer against the best, most dominant hitter. And what happened? Bonds takes him deep. It's incredible, 2 minutes of video.
There's some great viral videos going around right now. I think Chipper Jones talking about pitching to Bonds. Remember that one? Like Bobby Cox. Have you seen that one? Man, I spent too much time on social media.
They asked Chipper Jones who was the best player ever, and Barry Bonds was the best, and he laughed. He was like,
He told a story about how Bobby Cox was furious at his team because they had the pre-series meeting, and he told them, you do not pitch to him in any way, shape, or form at any moment, at any time. And then in the 9th inning, of course, he hits a walk-off. And Bobby Cox lit up the clubhouse afterwards, which would have been great, fantastic, must-see TV. And then coming up next on TBS, in the heat of the night.
Yeah, the Brady Bunch. In the heat of the night. Always at 05 or 35.
Shohei showed up, and Shohei hit the homer. And the Dodgers have the best record for any defending champion ever. They just passed the... Wait for it. 33 Yankees, a Ruth and Gehrig team. Before the season began, I think the day the Cubs opened in Tokyo, was watching ESPN, and they had, I think, Jeff Passan on. And they did will the Dodgers break the all-time record of 116 victories?
A lot of wins.
And Passan laughed. He's like, no! I think it was Passan. Or maybe it was Buster. I don't know. I think it was Passan.
No!
Let's go orange. He's like, no, I'm not going to say that. He goes, in 2001, the Mariners won 116 games. But other than that, and that was in a 162-game season, obviously, it was the 1906 Cubs that last won before those M's. 116 games. It's happened twice in 108 years. So no, I am not going to say it's going to happen because it happens once every 100 years, basically. So no. Well, they're 8-0, and they find a way every night, and they're better than you, and they spend more money than you. So I'm telling you, there's a chance. That's it.
Babe Ruth was 38 in 1933.
All right. The show was put to bed thinking, oh, the Braves are going to get their first win of the year. Dodgers are going to suffer their first loss. But no. You know why? Because it was Shohei Ohtani bobblehead day at Dodger Stadium. So, of course, he had to leave us with this.
High fly ball to center field. Harris is back. Ohtani! Inevitable!
You know, just looking for a really good pitch to hit. But one of the fans was telling me, you know, it's your bobblehead night, so you better get a hit. So I'm glad I was able to do that.
Oh, the awareness of the most talented player in the history of this sport. There's that bobblehead that people were lining up 8 hours early for. Little did they know, I think that everybody who actually attended the game got the bobblehead regardless. So that was good for them. You know, people always say, well, you guys talk about them too much. You talk about the Dodgers too much. What the hell are we supposed to say when they're the first defending champ in history to start the following season 8-0?
Chris, I was watching this game, and it felt inevitable. Even though the Braves got up to that early lead, even though, you know, they had Raisel Iglesias ready in the wings, bringing him in early, it just felt inevitable. Max Muncy hits that double. I think that was a 2-strike pitch. He gets the job done. And then, yeah, Ohtani on his bobblehead night. That I don't know if Dan can bring that video back up, but that was on the black away. Tailing away from him. And he just is able to, like, if he gets the barrel on the ball, it seems like it goes. Like the ability for him to put his energy into the baseball is, you know, it's one of the best in baseball. And that was, again, it just felt inevitable. And the Dodgers kind of feel inevitable. So it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, to do it on your bobblehead night, there's nothing better, man. He seems like he steps up in those big moments almost every single time. And I do think it is funny because I did see that online, people lining up that early to get his bobblehead, and then they announced that everybody was going to get one. That's tough.
We're laughing, but I guarantee you, like, people took a half day off of work or something.
People were lining up at like 6 a.m, Chris. And then what do you do? Like, do you get out of line and leave, or do you just stay there?
Just tell somebody, "Hey, hold my spot," and then you just go for the rest. And then going to walk into Dodger
I think
Stadium.
There are people that do that. I think there are professional line sitters for these releases.
So.
Yeah, there's like a service for that.
So I have been thinking about this because there's only so many different ways you can talk, I think, about the Dodgers and Ohtani. Do we have to put in a set of rules as, like, are there parameters for when it's okay to discuss him or them on this show?
What I've realized in my, 5+ years of covering baseball now, especially on, YouTube and social media, is that you can't please everybody, Chris. Dodger fans are mad that we haven't talked about them enough. And the other fans say you talk about them too much. So whatever. I think we do a good job spreading the love around on this show, but yeah, there are going to be times where we have no choice but to talk about Shohei and the Dodgers. I mean, this team, like I said before the season, it's probably one of the best rosters ever assembled in the sport. Like, guys, we got to talk about this team.
I'll even say this. I don't think they're playing great baseball. And this is going to sound weird, but they haven't had Mookie. They missed him a few games, obviously, because of the illness. Now, Freddie's slipping in the shower, and they've missed him several games. I think he's missed more games than he's played in. The pitching has been outstanding for the most part. Really, really great. The hitting has been, like, they've hit a lot of home runs, but other than that, they haven't done great things. So it just feels like there's more room. I'd be curious. You know what? Leave us a comment in the section. Are you sick of people when we talk about the Dodgers? Ohtani? Do we not do it enough? I'm curious. I really want to know where people sit on this whole thing. I'll be fascinated to find out.